Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with your MLB baseball preview and predictions for Monday, August 9th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are watching on a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by bullpenpicks.com. Anybody can play, anybody can join. You want to follow the top pickers today right now at bullpenpicks.com. Your leader is still Dom at 842. The Chuck 5250 at, or 5252. I always do the Van Halen album there, 5250. 809, Michael Prachek. And Gas House Gang, Patrick Klein, our new third place leader at 727. There's already the one-man party in fourth place at 693. Also, the most followed players here at bullpenpicks.com. And there's my buddy Eddie O from Montreal, who's 12-3 in his last yesterday on Sunday. 9-6 from yours truly, Ron Raymond. And XO Volvo also went 12-3. So you can see the gang here at bullpenpicks.com is on a good run. All right, let's talk about today's show. It's going to be a good one here today. Now, you've noticed a bit of a different format in our show. And what we're trying to do, or what I'm trying to do, is really bring you 20 minutes of gang-packed information. So this way, when you go to the window and make your selection, you got everything. Hopefully we can, set you up on the winning track or lead you on the right indicator towards that selection you want to make. So today we're going to take a look at the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. I always like to see what the market is doing right now, what's coming in, what's going down, buy low, sell high type thing. And let's take a look at the ATS forecast. Only 5 games today, so this is why I got more time to do research this morning, and I got some good information for you guys. Trends are your friends. I always like to go with the trends are your friend. And I'm going to take a look at the last 30 days, which team have been the best favorites, the best underdogs, and then tell you guys where the value lies in the betting favorites and underdogs the last 30 days. And then we'll close it off with 2 Major League Baseball system trends, which I can't wait to show you. And also, don't forget, if you missed the Dog Days of Summer series, the 30 tips in 30 days, I did 30 tips in 30 days, and just repeated myself twice right there. I don't know why, but I just did. And I'll have those 30 tips for you right here. All you got to do is go to atsstats.com or on our YouTube channel and look for tips. Go to Sports Betting Tips, and you can see my top 30 tips, which some are from my book, and you can get them. Some of these videos are 4 minutes, some are 10 to 15, but 4 hours of video. So if you got some time to kill and you want more knowledge on how to be a more advantaged sports bettor, check out my tips here on either on the YouTube channel or my website, atsstats.com. All right, let's get into the SBI. And man, I've been saying it all week. Favorites have just been crushing it. And I'll always go to my favorite line. Okay, if you're a favorite bettor, you're smiling like a butcher's dog right now because you are making a lot of money. The books aren't having fun right now because the betting public always loves the favorite, right? And the first thing you do when you look at a sports sheet or the schedule and the odds, what's the first thing that you see, right? The favorites and the underdogs, and the bookmakers are telling you right off the hop, 60% of the times, that they're giving you an indication where to be leaning by telling you who's the favorite, right? So right there, who's the favorite and who's the underdog. And if you follow this channel, you know that favorites in baseball have won 59% of the times this year, and it's 58.6, so you round it off at 59. And underdogs 42%, so 41.5. So you can see favorites are having a heck of a run right now. In the last 30 days, look at this. The favorites have won 76% of the games, only 24% of the underdogs. And look at the 7-day average, 65.4%. That is just absolute madness right there. In fact, look at that. Another double-digit day for the favorites yesterday. 11-4, 12-4 on Saturday, 12-3. Man, what's that? 35-11. 35-11 the last 3 days betting favorites. So, what goes up must come down. I'm looking for a reversal. But I look at this, the card here today. There might be a couple underdogs that I like, but I'll get to that in just a second. Looking at the total, neutral market in the 7-day average, 49.1 and 50.9. So you can see we're very balanced, not compared to the favorites, right? So if you're betting the totals in baseball right now, fire away. It looks like it's open market. or a fair market. But if you're betting favorites, the only thing I'm going to say is if you want to keep your foot on the gas pedal and you still want to bet the favorites, go ahead. But just I would scale back on your units. Instead of making it 5 units, maybe a 2-unit play, right? Until we get back to normal, whatever that word is, normal these days. All right, let's take a look at the baseball forecast, the computer forecast. And again, if you are new to the Raymond Report and you're saying, man, I'm just getting confused with his Cal and his Kogos and his VIX and VIs, I do have a tutorial here on ATSstats.com. In fact, if you go under Tools, go to ATS Tutorials, and I got videos on each of these abbreviations and the sections of the Raymond Report. What you're seeing now is just the computer pick section, but if you go inside, and I'll show you guys in just a few minutes after this, what the real Raymond Report looks like. All right, we're going to kick it off at Progressive Field between the Cleveland Indians. Man, what a big win for you. Our system play yesterday was on Cleveland, right? I think our system plays went 2-1 yesterday, but Cleveland Indians was one of those plays, and they were down, 7-2 in that game or something like that, 5-1, and they came back to win that game 7-5. So we got the win. Now Sam Hench is going to go here today against Luis Castillo. Now Henchke's a bullpen guy, right? And if you look at his last couple of starts, he's 1-4 in the season, 7.86 ERA, and he only goes about 1 inning. He went 1 inning against Toronto, and then on August 3rd and 4th. So I guess he came from the bullpen. But I don't see. He's a bullpen guy, so you don't see him. He comes in that 5th rotation. But we're getting that time of year where a lot of teams, starting pitchers, are getting really, the tired arm, the sore shoulder. So you're gonna see the middle relief guy come in and give a 1 or 2 innings, and bullpen by committee, right? Or starting pitching by committee. And then, eventually the starters will, get back in the rotation. But, that's what you're going to see that right now. And Luis Castillo is going to go here for the Cincinnati Reds. Now, the bookmakers have made the Reds a 165 favorite. And the bad news is for the Reds, they can't beat up on the Pirates this weekend or on Monday because, now they got to face the Cleveland Indians. But, you look at Cincinnati, and they had a pretty good weekend, eh? And again, one of our top plays yesterday was the 4-star over-under. I even mentioned it yesterday. I said, with all the 21 runs in the last Saturday and Friday for Cincinnati, I said it was just a good opportunity. And that's the one thing in sports betting. Sometimes you got to pick your spots and know when when everybody goes one way, you go the other type thing. But it just at that pace they were hitting runs. You can't continue that, right? Unless you're the Tampa Bay Rays, and they're probably still hitting cars, the balls out in the parking lot, hitting cars, right? And I told just off topic for a second, those Tampa Bay Rays, they're just a bunch of hitting ringers, right? Again, I mentioned Matt Stairs yesterday. Matt Stairs was a ringer back in the 2000 when he was with Oakland, came to Toronto, and just look at Cincinnati. Tampa Bay. Man, Phillips, what a great day he had yesterday, that grand slam. But that's Tampa Bay. They're just a hitting machine. Back to this one. Luis Castillo going up against Sam Henchkins. You got 7.75 to 5.7. The over-under at 13.5. And, this is where I think the computer, it's only based on 3 previous games. So I think this total exaggerated. And if you look at the total numbers at 10, right? I got a great system on this, and I'm going to show you guys that in just a second. Cincinnati coming in here on a 5-game win streak. They are absolutely rolling right now, and I can't wait to show you the records as a favorite. They're doing pretty good. All right, Cleveland coming off that 7-5 win. Cincinnati a 3-2 win yesterday, and your Kogo on this game is at 47%, which I like, meaning a 53% chance of this game going under the total. Chicago White Sox taking on the Minnesota Twins. Now the Twinkies going to send Bo Burrows to their. I wonder if he's any relation to Joe Burrows here. Bo Burrows, what a great name, Bo Burrows. Sounds like a quarterback or maybe a closer, right? I think that's more of a closer's name. Bo Burrows come in and lock it up in the 9th. Lucas Giolito going to get the assignment here today against the White Sox, for the White Sox against the Twins, and they're 10-12 and Giolito starts. Now, one thing with Giolito, right? It's a love-hate relationship. You just, if you're taking Giolito, you just get the Pepto-Bismol ready because you might need it when his starts, right? 14-8-0 to the over, and looking at, pretty easy time this weekend at Wrigley, winning 3 straight. 9-3 win. In fact, Chicago was one of our top system plays that we gave out here yesterday. So good win for the Chicago White Sox and for everybody who bet. Our 2-team parlay, I think that was one of our 2-team parlay selections. So nice win right there. And a little plug for the premium picks here section at ATSstats.com. And yeah, so 8.5 to 5, the over-under at 13.5. 21% chance of winning today for Giolito and the White Sox compared to 45% for the Twins. And the reason why it's 21% and it's a little bit low, and you're saying, okay, how do you have a 21 win percentage and they're a 183 favorite, right? It's all based on the law of average theory. What goes up must come down, and the more a team goes on a win streak, the lower the chances of winning is, and that's how it works. And it's an indicator. You got to take that indicator and then look at the line, look at the situation, and then say, you know what, teams can't win forever. 21%. It's getting a little bit low for my liking. And this is where you got to get a comfort level with the chance of winning. What type of team are they, right? Are they an A, B, or C type team in the Raymond Report? And then use it towards your analysis. All right, so 44% chance of this game going over the total today at Target Field. All right, Milwaukee taking on the Chicago Cubs. Man, Milwaukee, our 5-star best bet yesterday, just couldn't meet the standard of the San Francisco Giants. And I say it all the time in these videos, right? Good teams find a good way to win, right? And bad teams will always find a way to lose. And got to give credit. Sometimes in sports betting, you just got to tip your hat and say, you know what, the better team won, and that was the San Francisco Giants yesterday. Now, the good news for the Brew Crew, they go and they get the Chicago Cubs. So we'll see how the Cubs are going to feel after getting beat up over the weekend against the White Sox. They're on a 4-game lose streak. Freddie Peralta now going to get the assignment here against Alex Mills of the Chicago Cubs. Computer pick based on 89 games in the system sees a tight scoring affair. 3.91 for Milwaukee, 3.79 for the Cubs. The over-under at 7.7. And when Freddie Peralta goes for the Brew Crew, they are 14-7. And when Mills goes for Chicago, they are 3-6. All right, New York Yankees taking on the Kansas City Royals. Now, the Yankees almost had a perfect weekend, but they lost 2-0 against the Mariners. And look at Jameson Taillon going to go here today for the Bronx Bombers against Carlos Hernandez of the Kansas City Royals. Now, the Royals are 3-1 and Hernandez starts this season. The bookmakers have made the Yankees a 157 favorite. The over-under set at 9.5. ATS forecast computer pick gonna lean with the Yankees here. 5.73. 3.78, the over-under to land on 9.51, so you can see it's a hair over the total. That's based on 40 previous games in the systems. The Yankees' last 4 games have gone under the total, and yesterday the Royals coming off a 6-5 win over the Cardinals. And again, our system play of the day was the over between Kansas City and St. Louis. And if you're wondering where do I get your system plays, so if you go to the website, go to picks, and let's say we go to MLB right here. And you can see right at the bottom here is our MLB system play of the day. You also get the 2-team parlay play of the day, the upset special, the 4-star over-under play of the day, and then our 5-star best bet, just in case you're wondering about where do I get those system plays. All right, so we did like the Yankees in this one. The computer did. I don't, though. I think Kansas City's in a really good spot, but I'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Minus 145 was my line here on the Yankees. You can see they're 157, and I had plus 149 on the Royals, and you're getting plus 137. So they're a bit undervalued here tonight against the New York Yankees. And the last game of the day is the Miami Marlins taking on the San Diego Padres. Joe Musgrove against Zach Thompson of the Miami Marlins. They're 1-6 and Thompson starts, but the under is 2-5. And when Musgrove goes for the Padres, they're 11-10 on the year, 10-10-1 with the over-under, so very balanced right there. 5.16 to 2.98, the over-under at 8.14. So it does like it to go over the total according to the computer pick based on 51 games in the system. And you can see your Kogo is at 42%, meaning a 58% chance on the percentage play of this game going under the total. Marlins on a 3-game losing streak, losing 13-8 over the Rockies. In fact, I think all weekend there was double digits against Miami. They're just happy to get out of course. I don't blame them. And San Diego winning a tight one yesterday. Madison Bumgarner 2-0 against the D-backs. All right, those are your computer picks here today. And what we're going to look at right now is we're going to go to the Trends Are Your Friends. And look at that. San Diego, right where we left off. 9-1 as a 220 home favorite during night games, or coming off a night game this season. So 90% home favorite trend right there. A lot of chalk, though, so I wouldn't recommend that. Cleveland Indians, 15-2 as a home team, coming off a game where they scored 7 runs for in the last 2 years. So not a bad trend here if you do like the Tribe. And let me see here, Padres under The under is 15-3 for the Yankees as a 140-160 road favorite against a non-division opponent the last 3 years. So a nice little underplay there with Hernandez going up against Taillon of the Yankees. And wow, look at the Cubbies here. Maybe a little hope here for the the Chicago Cubs. They are 9-2 as a home team, coming off a 4-game losing streak the last 10 years. Now, the only bad news with that is that they've made a fire sale at the trade deadline. So I don't know if I can trust this edition of the Cubs. It's almost like a AAA team right now. And the same thing with Washington, right? Loading up, rebuilding, and you got to be careful with that. And the last one, I always like to go to a current season one. I got a couple of good ones here. The Reds 12-3 and as a away team, coming off a win against a National Central opponent. So you can see sometimes in these trends, I'll give you a pro and a con for each team. And sometimes they're conflicting, but again, people say, why are you giving a trend on one team that's good and the other? It's, these are facts, right? So the indicators, and the more indicators you string along, then you build a case, right? And that's what you do when you're making a pick. You're building a case for your selection. And I always say, try to get as many indicators, and then once you get more indicators, your confidence level goes up on that selection. And that's, it's better than throwing a dart, right? All right, speaking of favorites and underdogs, let's go. So what I did this morning is I said, you know what, only 5 games, so I'm going to bring out more of these Manic Mondays, trying to get you more information and things, something to chew on, right? Just something to think about, because these are things that we think about, once in a blue moon, and it's always good to refresh at least once a week to see different angles on the way you're approaching your sports betting, right? So what I want to see is how are favorites doing the last 30 days, and who are the teams you want to bet on as a favorite? And I got 4 teams for you that have done really well right now as a favorite. The New York Yankees last 30 days, 11-4 as a favorite, 4-11 to the under. So maybe that trends are your friends onto something right here. Toronto Blue Jays, what a game yesterday with Springer, knocking that 3-run shot in the bottom of the 8th, and Romanow came in, closed the door. Boston is just fading down the stretch here, and that's not a good time for your Boston Red Sox, man, to start fading, right? And I bought a Blue Jay ticket. As soon as that first game against Kansas City, I said, you know what? I'm just going to buy a Blue Jays World Series futures ticket for the hell of it, and maybe I'll get a hedging opportunity, and we'll see how that goes. Tampa Bay, 14-6. Oh, Toronto Blue Jays, 13-5 as a favorite in the month, the last 30 days. So as a favorite, right? So hey, if you're taking Toronto, 13-5. Let me see, Tampa Bay. See all these American League East teams. That's one of the top divisions right now. 14-6 as a favorite. And Tampa Bay. I just think that I heard another run come in right there. These guys are just hitting everything out of the ballpark. And then Cincinnati. Speaking of hitting, right? The Reds, man, they beat up on the Pirates on the weekend, except for Sunday, which helped our under. But Cincinnati, where are you, Cincinnati? KRP in Cincinnati. There you are. 10-4 straight up. So 10-4 straight up in the month of the last 30 days, and 10-3-1 to the over. So those are your top 4 teams with some of the best record as a favorite. So Yankees, Toronto, Tampa Bay, and Cincinnati. And what do they all have in common? They're all an A or B type team. And I got 12 teams that are double digits, and not one of these teams as a favorite are a C-type team, right? So I say it all the time. You can't trust C-type teams. You can't, you bet on bad teams. You don't expect, and you expect good things. They'll break your heart like an old high school sweetheart, right? And that's why I very rarely bet on C-type teams, depending on the role, unless it's an upset or an underdog that's facing another C-type team, or situational handicapping, eh? But, I never say never, but you just got to pick your spots, and it's hard to trust C-type teams. Now, speaking of C-type teams, I did the last 30 days of underdogs. Who are the best underdogs in the last 30 days betting in baseball? And now double digits, there's only one team, believe it or not, in double digits. And, there's 2 teams I've been saying that have been flying under the radar all year. That no one, you're getting to the point where he's like, okay, eventually these teams are going to fall off, and, you're going to stop betting them because they can't keep up this roll. One is San Francisco, 7-3, as an underdog the last 30 days. They did it again yesterday. And the other one, Old Faithful, Seattle. Seattle is 13-9 as an underdog. And the reason why the other teams are, have a good records is because, not a lot of occurrences, right? Yankees 6-5, Tampa Bay 3-2. Minnesota, the only C-type team with a losing record that has a good underdog record, 8-6. They've been pitching pretty well lately. Playing pretty well. Oakland 4-1, Seattle 13-9, Angels 7-6, Philly 5-3, and San Francisco 7-3. And the best underdog to bet the under is the Angels, 2-11 to the under. So those are your top underdog teams. And let's get to your system play of the day. And your first system play is going to be the game between the Cincinnati Reds and the Cleveland Indians. Now, looking at the schedule, I think this was an add-on game. It wasn't really in the schedule. So, if you're Cleveland or Cincinnati and you thought you had that day off, probably disappointed, right? So here's the system. Now, this is going back 4 years. Anytime you get a 160, 180 road favorite like Cincinnati, and they're coming off a one-run win, so they won 3-2 yesterday, the last 4 years, and they're facing an opponent with a 41 to 50% win percentage, Cleveland right now, 54 and 55, 49%. Let's take a look at the record right here for the 160 to 180 home favorites, road favorites coming off a one-run win last 4 years, facing an opponent with a 41 to 50 percentage, 13-9, but 6-16 to the under. That's 72% to the under. So we're going to go under the game, under the total of 10. Again, Cincinnati been playing a lot of overs lately. I think this line's a bit exaggerated here at 10. Should be around 9, 9.5 maybe. But maybe, 10 might be the right because of Sam Hentges going in. Castillo pitching a little bit better of late. Let me take a look at his last couple of outings. 6-10 on the year, 4.09 ERA. And if you look at his last few outings, not too bad. Not too bad at all. His strikeouts are out there. 7 Ks last game in Minnesota. 8 against the Cubbies. Only had, against the Cubs, he went 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and he only had 1 walk last game. So maybe Castillo might find his groove here tonight. And Hentges gives a few innings before the bullpen comes in. And bullpen by committee, we get the under, right? So play number 1 is the under. And then your other play is the game between Miami and San Diego. Any away underdog this season face an opponent with a 51 to 60% win percentage, and they're coming off a 5-run loss in their last game with Miami losing 13-8 against Colorado, survey says. 12-9, so that's not bad for an underdog, but 6-14-1 to the under for 70%. So 2 totals play here today on the system plays. So Miami, San Diego under 7.5, and then Cincinnati, Cleveland under 10.5. And those are your top 2 system plays for today. All right, let's go to bullpenpicks.com. I'm going to make my selections. Now, I'm having a pretty good year. My good friend from the East Coast, Eddie Musk there, caught me in the overall leader. And I think I'm back in second place. But I got to look at, there's Eddie O right behind me there. So I'm 5 games behind in Musk. But, Musk likes to, to wash down a lot of chalk lately. I think I might have to send him, some milk there so he can wash down all that chalk he's been picking lately. But what am I to argue, right? If the winners win and the favorites are winning, I don't blame him. But I like to throw some underdogs in there. But, so Musk having a good run. So let's see if I can catch up to him here. So I'm going to go with Cincinnati in this one. I like Cincinnati, don't love him. Again, 55%. Let's go 55%. Milwaukee, against the Cubs. Yeah, I can't, there's no way I can bet the Cubs right now. Now here's the upset special. I think Kansas City, is in a pretty good spot here. And I had some numbers here. Home dogs, home teams, let me see here, coming off a 1-run win, and they're facing an opponent with a 55% win percentage, 26-21 for the home team. So I'm going to go Kansas City in this one. White Sox and the Twins. I just talked about the Twins, right? And you got to pick your spots, and I think I'm going to lean with, I'm going to go with Minnesota. Oh, Bo Burrows, eh? That's a great name right there. Maybe Joe Burrow's brother or something. I don't know. But yeah, Bo Burrows, Lucas Giolito. Like I said, it's a hit and miss with him lately. So I'm gonna like Minnesota. I'm not gonna love him, but as I talked about it, right? They are 8-6 as a dog in the last 30 days. So why not? Let's go a bit of a flyer here. Let's go with Minnesota, and then I'm gonna close it off with the Padres. So 65%. That's pretty good right there with Joe Musgrove. And so 3 of the 3 favorites, 2 underdogs. And those are my plays here today. And folks, you can put in your plays here each and every day at bullpenpicks.com. It's free to play, it's free to enter, and you can follow the top pickers. And and what I always recommend is if someone is pooping the bed and they're not doing their part, unfollow them, and then go follow somebody else that's winning. At the end of the day, this site is all about following winners. And if you're following, and again, if you're a bunch of friends doing it and you're following each other, that's great, because your incentive could be a little bit different. But if you're investing and you're really trying to make money, follow the top pickers. And again, if someone is pooping the bed or not holding their weight, you got to get rid of them, right? The old Yank, and bring in some new blood. All right, there you have it. That is the show here today. Again, I like this format a lot better. I know it's a little longer, but I'm trying to do less is more and try to do a really good show for you guys and put it all in one compact video, and hopefully send you to the winner circle at the end of the night, right? Speaking of the winner circle, if you're interested in my top plays, my best bet, a membership right now at atsstats.com is only $24.99. But here's the good news. Use promo code FB, just so you see at the top of the video, FB21, that's F as in Foxtrot, B as in Bravo 21, and get 20% off your next membership package. And then you will get my 5-star best bet, my 4-star over-unders, my upset special, the Toon Team Parlay, the system play of the day, and you get all that with your membership. And if you want a year membership, it's $99, but once you use the promo code, it's $79. And NFL's coming for college football, CFL. Why not get a membership before this promotion expires very, very, very soon? All right, there you have it. That is the show for a Monday, a manic Monday, August 9th. Again, if you enjoy the show, hit the like button. If you don't, hit the dislike. I got broad shoulders, I can take it. And if you are new to the Raymond Report, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner. All right. Have a great Manic Monday. We'll catch you here on a Ruby Tuesday. Cheers.